Alright guys, it's been a while. A lot has changed. I've been busy, so today I thought it'd be a perfect video to make a life update video to update all you guys on what I've been up to for the last couple of months. So pretty much starting off where I left off about 5 months ago, and honestly, I don't like not filming on YouTube for that long. I hate when I'm inconsistent like that. It makes me feel like I'm not being like consistent with my videos and consistent with my YouTube videos. It is something I really enjoy doing, and when I go for like months without filming or making like a long YouTube video, I get busy, I guess. I get busy with life, and it gets put to the side. So today, that's why I'm making a life update video to update everybody on what I've been up to for the last couple months. And it's a lot. It's a lot of awesome things, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So basically, starting off, if you guys remember, I did buy a brand new drone. I bought the FPV drone, the DJI Avata 2, and I had that drone right here in the case where I left off. I was talking to you guys about my new case for this drone that I got, and it was in January that I got this drone. It was I think it was in the middle of January that I got this drone. And where I'm from, January, it's like the middle of winter, so it was absolutely freezing cold. And I went outside a few times, probably like 2 or 3 times to try and fly this thing, but it was way too cold to fly, and I was outside for maybe 10 or 15 minutes before I completely froze my ass off, so I couldn't fly it in that kind of weather because it was just way too cold. So now it's July, it's the middle of summertime, and I definitely want to get out and make a video about flying this drone. This drone is absolutely incredible, but just where we left off, I was going to update you guys about that. I knew you guys, if you guys were wondering where this drone has been, it's still here. I haven't flown it since January, which is pretty sad, but like I said, it's middle of summer now, and I have to get out, and I gotta fly this new drone. Next big thing that I'm very proud about, that I did for myself, that I worked very hard for, is I bought a brand new dirt bike. I bought a 2026 Kawasaki KX250, and I was so excited to buy this thing. I have 2 dirt bikes now. I have a KLX 300, which is the road legal one, and now I have a race bike, which is my 2026 KX 250. And I was so excited to buy that bike. I went into the dealership. The previous week, I worked like 100 hours just to get that bike, just to get enough money to save up to put a nice down payment on that bike. And I worked 100 hours, and I got the bike, and I was so happy. And honestly, from the time I last filmed the YouTube video till now, that's what I've been doing the most over the course of it getting nicer outside in my area, is I've been riding dirt bikes non-stop. Dirt bikes are so much fun, you guys. If you guys have a dirt bike, comment below, leave what bike you have. They were so much fun. I'm going to leave some photos and videos of me with my new dirt bike when I got it and all this stuff, some clips that I've been filming with my buddies of me riding my brand new dirt bike.
Yeah, Jake.
And it is so much fun, you guys. That's mainly what I've been doing throughout the months. I'm kind of going through my camera roll as like a series of events, of my lifetime events that's been going on since I filmed my last video till now. And my camera roll is just loaded up with dirt bike footage of me riding, doing crazy stunts, riding the track, and just having fun with my friends on my dirt bike. So that was the second thing that happened in my life that I'm very proud about, and is a big accomplishment for me because I've always wanted a real race dirt bike, and I finally got one, and I couldn't be more proud of myself for accomplishing that. A quick side note, you guys, little self-plug here. If you guys didn't know, I do have a second Instagram and a second YouTube channel, and what I post on those is strictly my dirt bike content, my mountain bike content, my snowboarding content. Any action sports that I'm involved in is on that second channel or second Instagram. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll link it down below. It's The Jake Town, and that is where I post all my action sports besides this channel. This channel, Jake Town, this will always be my main channel, and then my Instagram, Jake_Town, that will always be my main channel. So if you guys ever want like updates or something, it's probably going to be on my main Instagram, Jake_Town. That will always be my main stuff, and this will be my main channel. And then I just have my other channel for all my fun activities that I do on the side. Like I said, my dirt biking, my mountain biking, whatever else I do. And that's under the Instagram, The Jake Town. Same with YouTube, and I'll link it in the description below so you guys can check that out. Third announcement I have for you guys is my photography. My photography doesn't really ramp up until the summertime. During the winter months, I don't really do anything. I work my full-time job, but during the winter months, I might go snowboarding here and there every once in a while, but it's expensive, and wintertime is actually really slow for a lot of people, including myself. I don't really do a lot during the wintertime. I'm inside a lot. It's freezing cold. I hate the cold. I absolutely hate being cold. I love the summertime. I hope everyone else agrees with me. I hate the cold. I'm sure a lot of other people hate the cold as well. There's not shit to do. It's freezing cold outside. Everything looks like shit. So a lot of my activities I get involved in really happen in the summertime. My photography, my dirt biking, all that fun stuff really ramps up in the summertime. And especially my photography, even if I get paid jobs like I have been getting recently, I get a couple paid jobs here and there, even though I'm still like in the beginning stages of my business. I do get a couple paid jobs I'm very fortunate to have, and they help me grow my business on the side. So recently, a couple years ago, my cousin actually opened a whole campground. He purchased a whole campground, and I go up there and I photograph and I do drone work for him, and I like photograph his campground and I do drone work to showcase his campground, all the different upgrades he makes to the campground and stuff. So a couple weekends ago, I went up there and he was having a car show and a vintage camper rally, which was really, really cool. And I got to go fly the drone, and I got to go take pictures of all the old vintage cars and all the vintage campers and stuff. And honestly, one of the coolest things about that show was that I got to ride in and I got to photograph a vintage Model T car. I believe, I had to look, I think it was a 1923 Ford Model T. I'm going to check on that in a moment, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And the guy was so cool. He had a vintage camper and he had the vintage Model T as well that he had purchased. And out of all the cars, there's a lot of cool cars there, but that was the coolest one. Again, I'll put up pictures to show you guys some of the work I've done at that event. And honestly, overall, it was just a really fun event, and that was like the highlight of the whole thing was that the car. There was also a really cool car. There was a, what's the one in cars? I forgot the name of it. But anyway, that was a really cool event that I got to go see and photograph and have fun at. No, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I just looked at my phone. It was a 1926 Ford Model T. That's what that car was. I got the date all mixed up. I'm sorry. It was a 1926 Ford Model T. And then the other car there, like I said, there's a whole bunch of cars there that was really cool. But there is a Hudson Hornet there, too. I got to check on the date, but I'm not sure what date it was. Let's check really quick. Let's see. It was a 1951 Hudson Hornet. It was green, and it looked amazing. I have all these pictures I took, and I'll post them to show you guys the car show, that the vintage car show that was at his campground. So again, my photography really ramps up in the summertime, and other than that big event that I attended at my cousin's campground, I'll actually plug his campground in this video so you guys can go check it out. It's in Plattsburgh, and it's called Shady Oaks Camping Resort. I'll put a picture up, and you guys can go check it out. He's done an amazing job. He's put in a ton of work for this campsite, so shout out to him, my cousin John. Shout out to him for doing that. There's a whole lot of people that help him out. He has a great team. So if you guys actually love camping, go check out his campground if you're in New York State. It's in Plattsburgh. It's an amazing place. Go check it out. But other than that, I've been doing a couple other photography things. You guys know I love doing my abandoned places. I checked out a couple abandoned places. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of the abandoned places that I photographed recently. And it's just the beginning. Summer is still here. It's the middle of July, so I still have all summer to do my photography. All right, so the fourth and final thing that I'm going to tell you guys about my life update video here is about a week and a half ago to 2 weeks ago, I actually crashed my dirt bike on June 27th. Let me just double check on that really quick. June 27th, about 2 weeks ago, or about a week and a half ago, I crashed my dirt bike. Guys, I have two dirt bikes, like I said. I have a 2024 Kawasaki KLX 300, and I have a 2026 Kawasaki KX 250. The KLX 300 is my road legal bike, okay? So it was after work, and I wanted to go ride trails on my dirt bike. So I got home, I got ready, and went on the trails. I was riding, and it was actually at the end of my trail ride when I was coming back down the mountain is when this crash occurred. So I was coming down the mountain, and there was a straightaway, right? And I was cruising around along. I was probably doing like 30 miles an hour, and I saw this huge puddle, and I slammed on my brakes. And mind you, I just upgraded my KLX tires. They had like street tires on them. And I just upgraded my rear tire to a nice knobby tire. And my front tire is still like a street tire, so it's not like a knobby, okay? Not that that had a huge play in it, maybe a little bit, but what I'm about to tell you, it might have had a big difference or a little difference depending on the tire, who knows. But anyway, I slammed on the brakes, and because I didn't want to go through this puddle, I slammed on the brakes, and I ended up sliding out, and I slammed into a tree, you guys. I smacked a tree so hard. It wasn't a big tree. It was probably like the size of me if you were going to put me into a tree. It wasn't that big around, but it was still there, and I got hurt. And I hit the tree, and I immediately fell. I didn't even know what happened. It's a blur to me. It's all a blur. But all I remember is I hit the tree, and then I got up or whatever, and my knee immediately swelled up like a watermelon. It was massive. It wasn't like a watermelon, but it was probably like a softball or a little bit bigger than a softball. It immediately swelled up, and the side of my knee was like all squishy. If you guys ever like squeeze like a stress ball, it was like that. The side of my knee was all squishy, and I was like, uh-oh. I said, I just fucked up real bad. And then my chest, my sternum right here hurt really bad. I had a full face helmet on. I smacked my head, the right side of my head, and I hit my chest and I banged my knee super hard. And I was still in the middle of the mountain, so I still had to ride down the mountain, and I had to ride all the way home. I called my mom on the phone. I was like, hey, I just hit a tree on my dirt bike. And she's like, hey, you gotta go to urgent care. They met me at the urgent care. My parents met me at the urgent care, and the urgent care was closed. We couldn't go in because they were closed. So the lady said they're open, but they weren't taking any more patients in at that time. They were like, oh, we're not accepting patients after 8:30 or whatever it was. And she's like, okay, go to Multimed. So I was like, all right, they can do more for you. I was like, all right. So we go to Multimed, and it's just like this fancy urgent care that's more like a mini hospital, if you would say that. And we went in, and I got x-rays done. I got two chest x-rays done, and I got 3 knee x-rays done. And they covered up my scratches and stuff. The lady wrapped my arm in a couple bandages and stuff. Thankfully, nothing was broken. I didn't break my sternum. I didn't crack it. I didn't hurt my knee at all. It was just swelled. And luckily, by the time we got to the urgent care or the hospital, whatever you want to call it, my knee had drastically gone down. The swelling was going down, so that was good. But I was still in a lot of pain. When I actually hit the tree, I was walking around normally, but my knee was just super swelled up. And the bad thing was, I was wearing skinny jeans. So there was not a lot of room for my knee to kind of roll around in my pants because I was wearing like really tight jeans. So actually, when I got home, I changed into like a pair of joggers, so it was like my knee could like be a little bit more free in my pant leg, so I wasn't like squeezing my leg with a pair of skinny jeans and like hurting it more than it already was. So, but thankfully, I'm okay. Nothing happened. I do run a Cardo system in my helmet, the speakers that I listen to my music for. And I'm pretty sure I busted my right side speaker because like a couple days later I tried to like turn it on and it was all like crackly. So I'm pretty sure I busted my right side speaker, and I had to go get that checked out and see if I can get another one, or I might have to replace my entire Cardo system. But my chest still is sore. I don't know if you guys ever had a sternum injury or it hurt anything all over your chest, but it sucks. I can't sneeze without being very painful. I can't cough. It's a lot better than it was, but sneezing is still very painful. Thankfully, I didn't break anything. I didn't crack anything. It's shitty because I do own a chest protector. I actually got a chest protector for my birthday like last year or something like that, or 2 years ago, and I wasn't wearing it, and I should have. And the other negative thing that I wasn't doing right, I was running alone, and you should never ever do that riding trails. Never ride a dirt bike on trails by yourself. Always go with a buddy or always go with a group of friends that have your back, and in case something does happen, they can help you out if anything does occur. So that is my last announcement for you guys. My dirt bike crash. Thankfully, I'm okay. I do want to get back on my dirt bike, and maybe next weekend, because I do want to go hit the track. But I don't know. I've been taking it real easy. I haven't touched any of my dirt bikes. I haven't been doing anything real physical other than my full-time job. And I do miss riding my dirt bike, but I have to heal up. I'm not one of those people who can just hop on a dirt bike and go start doing crazy stuff after an injury like that, because it is very important for your body to heal up after a crash like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I do have a lot of videos planned for this summer. I've just been real slow recently. I'm sorry for the lack of uploads over the last couple months. My next video, hopefully, don't quote me on this, is going to be me flying my new FPV drone, because I do want to fly that. I actually got it out of the case today, and I was like playing around with it and just kind of checking it out again. I was like, dude, this thing is so cool. So definitely look out for my new videos, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.